Hey guys, it's Iz, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact lore video. So in the last video, I ended talking about Yae Miko and how she isn't the previous Electro Archon. And it ended up with a bunch of new questions like, who is the previous Electro Archon, or why does Baal act the way that she does? So, in this video, we will be covering as much of the questions as we can answer. But first, let's check some things at where we left off. So, Yae Miko, although seems convincing to be the previous Electro Archon, she actually isn't the previous Archon, and it's impossible for her to be so as well. Since I did list a bunch of facts in my previous video, but there is one additional fact that I came across. In Volume 1 of the New Chronicles of the Six Kitsune, there is a writer who is talking to a girl, the chief editor of the Yae Publishing House, otherwise known as Yae Miko. She clearly states in the book that I wasn't even born yet when she left, talking about the Kitsune Saigu. So in reality, Yae Miko was not born yet when the Kitsune Saigu was alive. And Baal was already the Archon at the time, so it's impossible for Yae to be the previous Electro Archon. So who exactly is the previous Archon? When we first meet the Electro Archon in person, she has a ring behind her with electro symbols around it, which is a reference to Raijin, the Japanese god of thunder, lightning, and storms. Now, Raijin also has a ring, but this time with drums having a symbol similar to the electro symbol, a Tomoe symbol. And this ring is seen also at the back of Baal and other statues of the Seven, and one more place, the fox statue at the docks in Rito. This fox statue is one of the first reasons as to why people started to look at Yae being the previous Archon. Since she is a Kitsune, but since she can't be the previous Electro Archon, then who is this fox statue with the Electro God's ring? If you continue through the story in the New Chronicles of the Six Kitsune, you come across this sentence. Legend has it that in the time of the great Kitsune Hakushin, she had 6 apprentices. Now, this could be talking about the Kitsune Saigu, but I don't think that is the case, since the Kitsune Saigu is known to only have one apprentice, Kanade, and she isn't related to any Kitsune in any of her other stories. This sentence is probably rather talking about the great Kitsune Hakushin before the Kitsune Saigu, and in fact the Kitsune Saigu is most likely one of the 6 apprentices of the great Kitsune Hakushin, and the great Kitsune Hakushin is actually the Kitsune Saigu's mother. With this information in light, I'm sure you guys can already see where I'm headed. I think that the Kitsune Saigu's mother is indeed the previous Electro Archon. Though this is mostly speculation, she is the only one who fits all the criteria. Number 1. Alive before the Kitsune Saigu so as to be able to be the Archon prior to Baal's reign. Yup, that's the case since she is the mother of the Kitsune Saigu. Number 2. Being a Kitsune to be able to match the fox depiction with the Archon's ring behind her. Obviously, that is the case. And number 3, having plausible Archon levels of power because she is the great Kitsune Hakushin during the time that the yokai were free roaming and in control of the land. So, although it is not confirmed, I do believe that she is the only candidate that fits all of these criteria and thus is the most likely person to be the Archon before Baal, the Raiden Shogun. So then, what is the fate of the previous Archon, as well as what exactly caused Baal to reach the point that she has? The current Electro Archon goes by many names: Baal, Raiden Shogun, or even Narukami Ogosho. But I think she isn't the only one with the title of Narukami. Narukami literally translates to Thunder God, so I think it's safe to assume that Narukami is a title given by people of Inazuma to the Electro Archon. And the reason I think this is because of the line in the Sacred Sakura Cleansing Summary, saying, "Seek first forgiveness from Narukami in the skies above, and then from Watatsumi on the land below." So this leads me to believe that there is another Narukami, considering that it's public knowledge as to where the current Electro Archon is, and she is not in the skies above. The book later on confirms this by saying the Thunder Sakura were born from grafted sacred Sakura branches. They are offshoots of Narukami's own spirit and connect the grand shrine to all others. So Narukami seems to be the spirit of a person that created the great Sakura tree, where she now protects the land with her as the tree. And since it's Narukami's spirit, considering the context of the name, it's more than likely that this was the fate of the previous Electro Archon. And what makes me even more convinced is that this is the Grand Narukami Shrine, which was founded by the Kitsune Saigu after Baal became the Electro Archon. In the Narukami Shrine, we find a branch, trunk, some piece of tree shaped like a fox, but it has petrified in some areas with blue crystals. This looks familiar. Right, the tree above Ishtaha. It seems that when a spirit of a god or a godlike being becomes intertwined with a tree, it causes these blue crystals. Now, though this isn't confirmed just yet, I think it's a pretty strong connection since we know that a spirit of Narukami was indeed intertwined into the tree, and a similar fate to Ishtaha, but much more willing. Which explains the tree's mystical capabilities, including its ability to cleanse the filth over the land. Isn't it strange too that the tree formed the fox? Well, it's probably because, just like the fox statue at Rito, the previous Electro Archon was a kitsune, and her spirit ascended and created the great Sakura tree, which formed into a fox to show the spirit of the kitsune Electro god who has ascended. But looks like this is where we would have to take a stop. I'm looking at my notes, and if we talk about Baal in this video, it's going to be way too long. But at least I was able to cover the fate of the previous Electro god. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope I could get you guys that fix for Genshin lore. If you want to see me show why Yae Miko isn't the previous Archon, go ahead and check out that video. Thanks for watching, like the video if you liked it, and comment what you think about it. I have so much more about this region that I want to talk about, and I'm sure I'll be making more videos every week. Please subscribe as I'm on my way to 8,000 subscribers, and I'm very close as well. I also want to thank my Patreon for always supporting me, and you can support me further too by subscribing to my Patreon. Links are all in the description. That's it from me, Ad Astra, Abyssosque.